Welcome to Nerdgasm. Let's get this video started. This episode was actually really good. It was easily the best episode of the entire season. And before we get into that, I just want to say props to Ralph Dibny, sir. Thank you. Props for taking the shot that should have killed the dagger in the very beginning of the episode. You, sir, are MVP because you stopped something from happening that, eventually ended up happening. But you know what? You did your damnedest. And for that, you should be proud. Getting into the episode, it was good that they only spent half of the episode actually dealing with the Cicada person, or Cicada 2, Cicada Deuce, whatever you want to call her. It doesn't matter. I'm just glad that it was over with. I'm glad they didn't take the entire episode and then give Reverse Flash 5 minutes. We all needed something better this season. And even though I'm not particularly happy that they wasted an entire season on Cicada and then Cicada 2, there was a little bit of redemption with the last half of the episode. Really, the most important thing about Cicada is the fact that they used the mirror gun on the dagger. The mirror gun opens up so many possibilities, and it means that we might actually see a normal human Mirror Master. And we might finally be able to see the mirror world, because technically, yes, there's the episode with Mirror Master, and he throws Barry into the mirror world, and it looks like a void, but we don't really know much about it after that. The comic book Mirror Master went way more in depth with the things that he was able to do with the mirror gun and do with the mirror world to hurt the Flash. So the fact that they set that up, that we might get that, fantastic. Having said that, they do talk about Cord Industries a lot, and I haven't seen Blue Beetle once. So, it might just be that. That might be the end of the Mirror Master thing right there. The second thing that was cool about them stopping Cicada is that it was nice they finally stopped a villain without everything going wrong that could have easily been prevented. If you really think about it, they gave Grace the cure, and then the only reason that she didn't lose her powers was because the shard of the satellite inside her head. Yes, dark matter and Speed Force and all that nonsense is always like a great scapegoat, but this time it wasn't their fault that the cure didn't work immediately. Sadly, it played right into the Reverse Flash's hands, which is the best part of the entire season, the best part of the episode, because you gotta give it up for the man, the legend. It is Eobard Thawne. Eobard Thawne just straight up plays Team Flash the entire season. And you know what? This is great. Not because he gets away with what he wanted, or even that there's consequences for the actions for the plan that he laid out. It's because I was getting real annoyed of them even pretending. Maybe Thawne actually cares for Nora. Maybe he's actually trying to do something good with his life before he dies. Or maybe he's Eobard Thawne and he really hates the Flash and he's completely psychotic and he's super duper duper evil. And yes, everybody on Team Flash is super duper emotional. I am never going to dispute that. But when it comes to Thawne, you should really not even try to be like, well, maybe he's a good guy. Maybe we could trust him. Or maybe he's playing everybody. Right? It's all a trap. And the second the dagger is destroyed, we just get the best moments of the episode. He kills that entire room of people. He just shows mastery over the Speed Force by just straight up shooting lightning at the head guard and then just killing him. It was beautiful. What I didn't understand, you can reverse time? I would like to be let in on this secret. When did that happen? Explain it to the viewers that you mastered reversing time. Do you even care about the rules of time travel anymore? Are time wraiths and time remnants still a thing? Do we just do whatever we want? If it wasn't for the fact that it was Eobard Thawne, I'd feel way more angry about this. But because it's him, I don't even care. It was awesome. He killed everybody, and then he was about to do it again. I thought that's exactly what was going to happen. I will give props to Barry for actually immediately racing to the future. The second the dagger was destroyed, the second they realized it, boom, straight to the future. There wasn't that little team meeting where, hey, we got to figure out what to do. Go to the future. No, they just did it. Thank you so much. Because that's the kind of Flash we need. A Flash that just does the action stuff and stops constantly second-guessing himself. At least in the comics, when he's second-guessing himself, it's usually while he's running, fighting crime. That's what the whole Flash time thing is there for. That's when stuff keeps racing through his head, and then while he's fighting criminals. But the emotional, normal stuff, it kind of, gets old. The other thing that was cool is the fact that the Reverse Flash's prison uniform looks just like his Flash suit. Yellow on top, black on bottom, black on the arms. It's something small, but it's nice to see. Also, why would you even give him the ring? Why even give him the ring? You know this man's psychopathic. I know that you have a huge ego and you think that you're going to be the one to kill the Reverse Flash. Why even bring him the ring, though? That's dumb. The other thing that's awesome is that when they're chasing down the Reverse Flash, he just straight up Godspeeds them. And he splits himself into 2 Reverse Flashes, leads them away, and then he just totally fakes him out. Boom, knocked out, knocked out. It's beautiful. The Reverse Flash is amazing. He is the man. It's hard not to root for this guy when he's so good at using the Speed Force, or the negative Speed Force. You know what I mean. It is cool to see Reverse Flash use a Godspeed move from the comics, but what could have been better is if Godspeed actually used that move in the episode that he was in, and then Reverse Flash used it. Because in the comic books, when he meets Hunter Zolomon in Zoom, he actually uses a move that he learns from Zoom, just to show how well he can master other speed powers that he doesn't use or know about. Another thing that's great is that they actually reference the whole Dibney should have been dead since season 1 thing, because a lot of people have always been complaining about that. And they just never really talked about it. You were just supposed to assume that after Flashpoint, that Dibney survives because Barry messed up the timeline, and that was that. So it was nice to see them reference the Reverse Flash knows all this stuff, because time changes don't really affect him like they affect everybody else. I can't believe I skipped over this. Oh my god, are we gonna talk about how this dude got hit in the face with a time machine? That was insane. He just took it straight to the face. Who does that? Who hits someone with a time machine? Do you have insurance on the time machine? Does Geico or Progressive cover that? Is Flo in the future? I don't know. But that was hella disrespectful and amazing. Just thank you, Team Flash. Straight up OG. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the time machine was only the second coolest thing that hit the Reverse Flash in the face. The first thing is definitely the father-daughter mock punch that Cisco helped with the breaches. That was just clean and nice, and I loved it. Sadly, Reverse Flash is not the only villain in this season that hurts Team Flash. A villain that people have been asking for since like season 1 finally shows up. And that villain is Consequences. Because Nora writes herself out of existence because of all the time traveling she's been doing and the fact that they destroyed Cicada's dagger way too early. Nora doesn't exist anymore. And that just killed me. Because, wow, just wow. I was not expecting Nora to have to actually die this season. Maybe throw her in the Speed Force to keep her safe until they figure out another solution, but just the fact that she flat out died was insane. But with her death and the timeline now changing, it's not insane to think that a different Nora would actually come into existence and she might remember everything that the previous Nora did, or even we might finally get the Tornado Twins. Dawn and Don Allen might show up now that Nora is written out of existence. I'm not happy about it, and it's not something that I'm even gonna hope for, because I would love a perfect world where Nora and the Tornado Twins get to survive. But it is what it is. With everything that's happened and Reverse Flash finally revealing himself as the biggest villain, it's nice to see that they're setting up Crisis 5 years before it was actually supposed to happen. A lot more consequences than just Nora dying. And at the end of the episode, they hit us with one more Easter egg, and Ralph Dibney kinda looks like he's gonna find his wife. Or the woman who would eventually become his wife. I just really hope they don't do her like they did her in the comic books, because that was a very tragic death that she has in the comics. Like I said, this episode was top notch. This episode was amazing out of everything in season 5, and it almost makes all of it completely forgivable. I'm just glad that we don't have to talk about Cicada anymore, because as I mentioned in a video way back when Cicada was first announced, Cicada was a one-time villain. So the fact that they used that character for an entire season did kind of bum me out. But honestly, if it would mean that Nora gets to come back, I would be happy to see Cicada come back. Let me know what you guys thought about the season finale in the comments section below. What do you guys think about the Crisis Easter egg, the Dibney Easter egg, Reverse Flash talking about seeing Barry in the Crisis? That's going to be insane. I want to know it all. Put it down. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.